Greetings and welcome back, one and all, to Keeper Roguelike. This is not a stream. This is going to be just me playing this game by myself and probably failing just as quickly, honestly. But we'll see how we can go. I'll have a little bit more time to plan what I'm doing and generally draw my schemes together against the unwitting populace of the world. Now, I was going to... This is terrible to say. I was actually even going to make myself a cup of coffee to play this game, to try and channel more of Dark Avac's actual gamer sense, his efficiency, and not just the kind of hammy, oh, I'm evil, I don't care about you kind of Dark Avac. That's more a pastiche of Dark Avac, really, than anything else. Alas, or perhaps... to my credit, there's no coffee in the house. I thought I still had a little bit from when one of my friends was around, but alas, no, so I'm drinking tea. So I'm probably going to fail, but I won't commit any terrible sins at the very least. But we'll see how that goes. Right, okay, well, we are, of course, going to be playing a keeper, and as I do not have any coffee, then I cannot be Dark Avac. It's just not the way it's going to be. We're just going to be regular Avac for this one. There we go. We are ready. Now, sometimes it can take a little bit to load the game. Sometimes it really does it quite quickly. Now, we've all read through this again before, but I will read it once more for anyone who didn't watch the stream footage. So, Warlock, you were dabbling in the dark arts, a tad, I see. Welcome to the Valley of Ebra, where you'll have to do what you can to keep yourself together. Build rooms, storage units, and workshops to endorse your minions. The only way to go forward in this world is to destroy the ones who oppose you. Use the mouse to dig into the mountain. You can select rectangular areas using the shift key. You will need access to trees, ironstone, and gold ore. Build rooms and traps, and prepare for war. You can control a minion at any time by clicking on them in the minions tab or on the map. You can turn these messages off in the settings. I'm not going to be doing that. I'm still a little bit too new to the game to try anything like that. Right, let's pause the game and just have a quick look around. Oh, wow, we've got loads of things. So many hidden surprises. Now, anyone who played Dungeon Keeper will recognize and understand a little bit what surprises are. Basically, they're hidden parts in the level that if you dig and breach them, it can contain something good, like a powerful minion that will join your cause, or it contains something bad, like a powerful minion that wants to eat your face, or it can contain kind of a not terribly good or terribly bad thing. You know, it's quite a surprise, as the name suggests. Now, for our place here, we're not going to worry too much about exploration, but we are going to need some wood, so let's get some wood going. We'll chop all of these trees. And since it'll encourage my imps to go and look there, I'll chop those trees as well. I won't chop these dark areas because literally that could be part of the mountain and I don't necessarily want to cut into that just yet. Now, a lot of my imps are going to go off and do that. And whilst they're busy, let's have a look. I would like a way in over here. In fact, I would like that all cut back so that we can have torches on the mountainside here, nice and illuminating the area. Let's actually add an eyeball out here, though, as well. We'll put it about there. Now, the eyeball will let us see things. It only costs 10 mana to make. Now, I've got fairly limited mana, so I don't want to be using that too much early on. Now, I'm going to let my imps get to work. There we go. Fantastic. Now, I do wish I could unclaim an area. I really do. Let me see if I can do that. Can I just flat out unclaim? Can I remove a construction? Can I say I don't want this to be mine? No? Okay, fair enough. Right, well, we want to get inside. Now, my imps are going to be rushing off to cut down these trees. Well, I'll have them continue work there. Now, whilst they're... Ooh, okay, that's something that I wasn't expecting. So, they may... No, it actually looks like there will be wall there. Okay, that's good. But my imps are currently doing a little bit of exploration. Oh, no, actually, there may be a little area there. You know what? We're going to right-click on my keeper, and I'm going to take control of him. And I'm going to explore that little area just so I get some sight back there, and I know what I'm not, where I can afford to dig. Anything up there? No. Okay, that's fine then. Right, you to release the creature. Right. We want this area able to hold a decent amount of traps, I would say. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a bit of a snaky, twisty, turny road in there so that I can have plenty of boulder traps just rolling down, trying to crush everyone as they're moving through. There we go. Now, I've got a mind to put a graveyard up there. But for now, we just want to get indoors where I can finally start building out my actual lair. This will be a decent enough entryway, I think. We'll have a door there, door there, door there. Okay, and whilst all that's going on, let's go ahead and get some torches. These actually cost nothing to build, but they do add a bit to the area, I feel. There we go. I'm not going to have... Well, maybe I should have some torches along here. I'm not sure. We'll have one there. Have one here as well. Right, okay. Now, I'm going to want torches in this room. I'm also going to want an eyeball in there as well. Actually, no. Ooh, we've got a cave. Water over there. That's not what I was hoping for, I'll be honest with you. But let's go up here, branch off immediately and hit the water. That way we can just find out what's over there. Let's see about building some bridges. I'll get these bridges out there. We do need a storage room, and I'm thinking we'll have a very basic storage room to start with. We'll just dig... How about we dig over here? We could then bring this down, and we'll have a decent storage room in there. Now, this is going to fill up with iron ore, and it's going to take our imps an age to get that iron ore as well, which is unfortunate because I do kind of want this done quickly. Oh, wow, really? Down there as well? We've already found another area? My lord. This place is just twisty-turny. Let's go ahead and breach that area then. Chop chop. What have we got down here? Is it another decent room? Actually, it's not a bad little room. Yeah, we'll take it. I'll also have my imps... Well, actually, I'll claim all these tiles, so it's another room for me. And as soon as my imps get down there... Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and summon another imp. There we go. So that imp will quickly get this room sorted out. So we've got 2 areas that will be useful for storage. I like to designate my storage rooms very specifically. This one's definitely going to be just regular storage. So let's get all of this dug up. There we are. And they should make a little bit of room there. And then hurry out to gather up the wood. Now, right now, I don't have to worry too much about being attacked, because generally most things will only attack when you've reached some sort of trigger condition. And in many cases, that's a certain population. So right now our population is pretty small. We'll grab this as well. We'll continue to push these trees back a little bit. Someone's already heading up here. That's good. We'll get some bridges done. And we want a place for the undead to spawn probably sooner rather than later. I'm going to have our our graveyard around here initially, so that we've got plenty of room for... I'm going to take control of you. For our zombies and vampires to spawn in. But also to take it away from the main part of the base. Can't see what's down there. And I'm fairly certain that my keeper can't swim. So, let's continue working with the bridges then. So we want 1, 2, 3... You know what, let's just have a whole bridge section going right across. I mean, this is a nice little area back here. I'm quite fond of having waterways preventing people from pushing too deep into my fort. It's just that the shame this room branches off at such an awkward position. Now we'll bring this one down. I think the first dormitory we could probably go for around here somewhere. In fact, we could even go for a Beasts Lair around here. Or bring a corridor coming down there. Yes, actually, I quite like this idea. Let's get another area going here. We'll actually make this one a fairly large one. Same here. This will be our first dormitory. In fact, I'll make this one much bigger, because dormitories, I feel, tend to need to be a little bit larger, because humanoids tend to want much more room. You want a dormitory for humanoids, you want a lair for beasts. And as we saw on the stream, beasts can actually be crazy powerful early on. That should be plenty. We don't want to make it too big, otherwise we risk bringing in too many creatures too quickly. Right, let's go ahead and add a torch in there, and a torch there. We'll just get a couple of torches in these rooms. And a few torches along the passageways. There we are. That should be fine. We'll have another torch there as well. This looks okay at the moment. Okay, we've got a good sight now on what's going on down there. So we've uncovered all of the shadows in this area, so we're not going to be digging into a place accidentally. But we're going to go for the Beasts Lair first. Get a nice healthy sized Beasts Lair going. Now then, let's also continue to grab more of these trees from outside. We've used up a fair chunk of our iron reserves. Now, we do want a library for our keeper to start learning new spells and also to start regenerating mana. So, we're going to build a way over here. I quite like the idea of having my keeper quite far back from the front lines. You don't want your keeper just out in the front. That's just bad news bears. Where is the raven? Haha, I see you over there, raven. Right, can I name you? I could wake you up, I don't want to. Description? Raven? No? Is there any way I can name you? No? That is a shame. Because I certainly would have liked to. Pay debt, hide, chat with someone, leave, minion, cast spell, throw item, apply, drop. No. Okay, well that's fine then. We'll leave you to your own devices. Now, ravens tend to like to explore in the daytime, whereas bats like to explore at night. I really do like the fact that creatures have certain times of day that they like to be active, much like real animals would. Alright, we'll grab those as well. Now then, we've got an area over here. We're going to try to grow slowly so I don't tempt too many bad things to try and eat my face. I generally think that would be a wise move. However, one thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to prepare the graveyard. And as I mentioned, we're going to go for a healthy-sized graveyard right from the onset. So there we are. That'll give our imps plenty of work to do. Now, over here we are going to want a... you know what? I quite like the idea of just drilling that all the way back and putting our library somewhere quite far back there. Now, from what I understand, much like the original Dungeon Keeper, having different sized rooms plays a part in what you can summon. For example, ooh, we've discovered something. Let me get off that. Can I click on this? Yes, I can. Okay. Lizard Man. Ooh, and our raven is currently trying to kill a peasant. Well done, raven. I approve. It looks like it's already killed a pig. Fantastic. Ah, raven, you're killing innocents. I approve of this. Continue to kill them. Though really, you're taken on a horse? How? How do you manage to do this, Raven? I have no idea. Okay, don't fight the lizard, man. That's a bit... Oh, you stupid Raven. Oh, well. They're actually a fair old ways away from us, so we don't have to worry about them too much. But that didn't go too well. Ooh. A surprise full of gold. I like those kinds of surprises. Continue searching, Ravens. I approve of this. Right, we want our library to be around here, I would say. Make a little junction. And then branch off. Now, generally speaking, as I was mentioning, the largest rooms that I think you need, all rooms play into this, in that you might only need 9 tiles of a training room to draw in a certain type of creature, like, for example, an orc, but you might need 12 tiles of training room to get an ogre to deign to join your forces. Now, as far as I'm aware, the largest room you need is only 16 tiles, so that's 4 by 4. We're not going to be going with that, though. We're going to generally go for an odd number, so I've got a distinct area where I can put the exit point, the doors. I like them to be in the middle of a wall, and it's quite hard to find a middle when you've got an even number of tiles. Got loads of ravens, but that doesn't surprise me too much. It's the only thing we really have the means for. But adding torches to rooms also greatly helps them. In fact, with that in mind, I'm going to expand this out one more, and I'm going to add torches in here, here, and then over on the middle here as well. This is going to be our library. Now, first, we'll just build it up like that. It's going to cost me a lot to make. As you can see, it takes 20 wood per, but we're going to go ahead. We're going to make this a very large library. So our dungeon keeper should be pretty happy in here, and he'll start learning different types of technology. Right now, I can already get a couple of things. I could go for sorcery. And if I have a look at sorcery, I'll see what I'll get next. I'll have healing, summon insects, deception, and haste self, stun ray. It might be nice, but I would prefer to go for something like crafting so that we can get some crafters here. At this point, I wouldn't mind going for sorcery. Could go for ironworking as well, but I'm going to hold off on that. I would like to go for archery next. But there we go. We've got our keeper should be happy in there for now. At this point, I could start creating an area for my minions, my humanoid minions to live. And I'm tempted to. But first, I think I'm going to go ahead and... Ooh, we've discovered a new location. Where? Let's go and have a look. We've got mushrooms. These are all different types of mushrooms, by the way. We've discovered a new little hamlet. We've been killing people in it. Ah, ravens, you are crazy powerful. I mean, I never knew ravens were so bloodthirsty. Shows what I knew. What are you doing? Raven, did you just die? You did just die, you fool. But okay. We are actually uncovering more and more on the map constantly, and I approve of this. Right. I want a place where my minions can do workshop-y stuff. So, how about we'll have 5 by 5. This will be a workshop up here. And once I've got that, I'll create the dormitory. Ooh, we've already got a pack of wolves. Fantastic. Now, if we have a look at the wolves, they've got different skills. But if we actually have a look at their description, wolves are medium beast, agile fast, night vision, so I can see in the dark. Does it tell me anything about them? No. Now, I believe that they prefer to explore nocturnally. Wow, okay. That was a very big pack of wolves. That is absolutely amazing. Now, I believe, again, much like Dungeon Keeper, each mob has a certain amount of room that it wants to have in your fort. Killing a leader greatly lowers the morale of his tribe and stops immigration. Now, by immigration, what I think that means is that when you kill just a random member of the tribe, eventually it'll be replaced. Eventually they'll draw more people back in the same way that we populate our dungeon. Do I have to pay these guys a salary? I don't. It's glorious. I don't actually have to pay them anything. Because they're beasts. I have to pay them in food. But if you leave the leader there, that population will just continually replenish itself. And so you'll always have someone to fight. This could be a good thing. You know, you'll always have someone to go and tangle with. However, the bad side of it is that occasionally, you know, they'll send out raids to you. So if you want to stop the raids, you can just kill off the main person there. Alright, let's see how much is this going to set me back. Quite a lot. Actually, an awful lot. That means we need many more trees. How long until... well, actually, we're very close to night, so our wolves are probably going to head out soon. Let's go ahead and chop down all of these trees if we can. There we go. Fantastic. Now, the wolves are just going to chill out and sleep. I think they might actually train. Can they train? No, they cannot train. That's a bit of a shame. Training, as you might imagine, improves the skill of the creature. Well, I don't know if you can actually do it with beasts specifically, but you can definitely do it with humanoids. Now, there are a few things I want to make progress on in this episode before we wrap this up. This will be recorded the normal way that I do Let's Play, so the episodes will be a little bit smaller than an hour-long episode, but maybe every now and then, I don't know. But we need to get this place set up quickly, and then build a dormitory. That's only going to take 10 wood each. Night is falling. Killing enemies in their sleep yields double mana. My wolves will probably head out soon. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new team. Now, I don't know if this helps at all. You're going to be the leader. Then everyone else is going to join you. That is fantastic. A level 11 wolf. I like it. I like it a lot. But I'm hoping that by putting them in a team, it means they'll move as a group. Might not. Might make no difference at all. But if it does make a difference, then it's going to be a pretty big one to have a whole group of wolves wandering around. Let's get some extra torches. You know what? Can I take rid of that one? Can I cancel that construction? Oh, I can. But I waste the library. That's a shame. But this will look a little bit better. In my humble opinion. There we go. Right. My wolves are on the prowl. I think we've actually got 5 more wolves. That's fantastic. We're filling up our area with wolves. Oh, I'm so happy. Right. We are going to go ahead and add some... you know what? I'm going to make another way into this place rather than adding another torch on that wall. But we do need a dormitory at this point. So, let's go ahead and make a huge dormitory. I need a little bit more. That's fine. Our imps should be able to go out and get all of that done. Looks like that pack is moving by itself. That is good. I'm not sure if these guys will tend to check out caves or not. I know that bats actually prefer to look in caves. So they will flat out go and look for the hidden secret places of the world. Now, what are you going to find in here? Are you going to find something terrible that's going to eat our face? Because, yes, a red dragon. Don't go there. That would be death. Just going to say it now. Spying. So, no, they haven't moved out as a pack. But, my lord, this is a good pack. If we could get it to work like that. I would be very happy. Indeed. I could take control of the leader of the group. And everyone in the group would make it... make an effort to actually... Ooh, there we are. Crow's killed by a wolf. Oh, vulture's killed by a wolf. But everyone in the group would try to maintain their position with the leader. But for now, I'm happy to let them do their own thing. Peasant killed by wolf. Oh, that's fantastic. Right, you know what? We actually do want to start making a graveyard now. For this, we're going to need stone. And currently, we don't have even the slightest bit. So, let's get down here. And we could possibly... make a room down here for something, maybe. Especially if we do that. Is there any other stone? There's plenty of stone up there, and it might be worth us heading for that. In fact, it absolutely is. So let's draw a path straight up here, along to the side, and up. And then we'll start just mining this out. Now, I'm not going to mine out rooms this far away. I'm going to focus on rooms close by to central areas, but it may be worth me having just a simple stockpile over here. That'll probably be quite worth me getting. Now, if I place some torches along here, that'll help out a little bit. Or at least it'll help me out. I believe we can build the doors now because we've got a workshop, but... I don't think you actually need the workshop, anyone in the workshop, in order to place the doors. Down here, I would actually like them to be halted at these points. There we go. Now, with the doors, you can actually lock them. and prevent your minions from leaving the room, I suspect. Or using that pathway if it was particularly dangerous and you didn't want them killing themselves stupidly. We'll place some more doors over there and another door there as well. Actually, we'll get rid of that one. We'll have a double door here because obviously this is going to be where our keeper is going to be spending a large part of their time. So I don't want anything crazy happening there. Right, how are my wolves doing? They've discovered something else. They've discovered a kingdom by the looks of it. This could be potentially quite a bad place for my wolves to be. I suspect they are going to discover some crazy powerful humans here. A goblin has joined our forces. Fantastic. I do now have to pay them money, which is not so great. Let's see. Can you find a way in? You'll probably find knights, and they will probably kill you. Yep. My entire wolf force just got wiped out by one knight. Okay, well, that was going to happen. It's fine. That's what happens when you don't control them specifically. Unfortunately. Right, now we've got some stone. Not very much, but a little. Start getting this all set up. There we go. We'll slowly build out a graveyard here. And that will allow us to get vampires. I guess since I haven't actually made this symmetrical, that's going to hurt my brain. Okay, well, expand it out then and make it symmetrical, please. Right, we need a storage room because we are now actually starting to make equipment, and equipment needs to be stored in a very specific way. This could be our equipment area. I mean, it's very close to the dormitory. That would make a whole lot of sense. Yes, actually, I quite like that idea. Let's go ahead and do that. We'll get some torches in here. Get 2 there, 2 down here as well. And set this up for equipment. There we go. Ooh, we've got an orc shaman. Right. Your minions' morale is boosted when they are commanded by the keeper. They are making a lot of stuff and they are complaining bitterly that they don't have a storage room. Don't worry, we've got one now. My imps should go and quickly collect up all of that equipment and move it down, and then my minions, my humanoid minions, will go and equip themselves as and when they feel like it. You can override that if you particularly want to, and there is definitely a reason to do that. There's a definite advantage in wanting to, since it can mean that you've got your keeper, for example, wearing the best stuff. Also, there's a first aid kit. That's also worth your keeper going and grabbing. Why are you upset? Is there something down here that's frightening you? Something's weirding you out. There's some sort of powerful entity nearby, I suspect. And that is very much upsetting my minions. Right, to show you how you can equip people... Oops, don't build anything. Nope. Don't build anything there. Fools, go to the keeper. No. Am I controlling this? I was controlling that. I see. Right, equipment. Now, he's got a club. I can tell... We've only got one club here. There's no ranged weapon. He's got a leather helm, a robe. I would like you to have the first aid kit. It's currently owned by the shaman. I don't want the shaman to have it. I want you to have it. You're the keeper. You get the best stuff. That's the way it works. But there we go. Right. Okay. So let's have a look at our minions. What have we got? We've got 4 goblins, a shaman, 2 ravens, 5 wolves, 7 imps. We could afford a couple more imps. We need a hell of a lot more stone to build this graveyard. Let's go ahead and add some torches in here. Since it's a graveyard, we'll actually have a fair bit of light in there. What are you so upset about? Something is really weirding them out. Now, we do want a training room soon, because our minions will do their own thing. When they've got free time, they'll just decide what they need to do. Let's have a look. How much? Oh, right, okay. Next payday is in 134 turns, and we're going to need 17 gold for it. Okay, well, in that case, it's time for us to make a gold room. Fairly high priority on that one, because if you don't have one, then your minions can't get their hard-earned coin. And if they can't get their hard-earned coin, they get very unhappy. We'll have this one longer. This will be a reasonable room. We could actually make it a training room down here if we wanted to. In fact, I kind of do. Yes, we'll make it a very large training room. Wow. Okay. Loads of things being killed by our wolves. Our wolves literally just showed up to the Lizardman camp and wiped it out. I believe that's the Lizardman chief. He's a lot stronger than our wolves, but there were a lot of wolves. My goodness, you guys did well. On the plus side, we don't really want to destroy the Lizardman chief because the Lizardmen will be a good source of fighting and of gear. Because when they come here and we kill them, we'll get their gear. It'll work out well. Now we're going to want a treasure room. Where are you? Right by there. We'll only have. Well, you know what? Go on then. We'll make our whole treasure room. Now again, there are certain species that will attack you because you've got treasure. See, we didn't manage to get it quick enough, unfortunately. Now, our minions are going to refuse to work until they get paid. I know, you just can't get the help these days. I'm a dungeon keeper. I shouldn't have to worry about paying you, you scallywags. You should be honoured to work in my employ. Right. How are we doing up there? There's actually not too bad. Let's get another resource storage down here just so that our imps don't have to quite travel as far as they are right now in order to drop things off. And put a door there. There we go. Right. Our minions should have been able to get themselves paid. That is well enough to lure in bandits from what I understand. So we do now need to start getting other things going. Mainly, we want a training room. Now, this is going to cost a lot in the way of metal. Far more than we currently have. But there's metal there that we can access easily enough. So, how about we access it? Have a little bit of a different shape there. Has that got a middle point? No, it does not. Now it does. There we go. We can just have the torches spaced out evenly there. We can also come across here and gather from this location. And again, space them out evenly. So we've got plenty of torches in these rooms. There we go. Everyone is grabbing their gear, which is fantastic. Now we've got a training room on the go. We should actually start seeing quite a few new creatures joining us down here. That's wonderful. We can get some more torches in there. Now, right now, our imps are not straying too far from the camp in order to get the corpses. I could tell them to do so. But at this point, the corpses are not going to be fresh. They're going to be just bones at this point. So there's not as much point in getting them, I don't think. Ooh, we had a bat. We now do not. It was killed by a tree spirit. Well, scallywags. But looking at the time, I think we're going to wrap this episode up. I'm going to have... Actually, we'll wrap it up by spending some of our mana. We've got 462. Now, I want archery. That is a big thing for us. I would like to actually have some bows produced for our minions, so they've got a means of engaging at range if they're not particularly strong. Also, advanced sorcery. Let's just have a quick look at what that will give us. I'd like to focus a little bit on my keeper this time. So magic shield gives protection from physical attacks for some turns. Strength, so we can make him stronger for fighting. Dexterity, make him faster. Fire spear, be followed around by a little flame. We could use that to set some things on fire. Escape, which is a good one. Teleports to a safer location close by. Cure poisoning, obviously very useful. And that's it. Okay, well, yeah, I'm good with that. Let's go ahead and grab advanced sorcery. And I think on that note, and having summoned 1 or 2 more imps to help us, actually we'll summon another one to bring it up to 10 imps in total. That is going to be it for this episode. I do hope you've enjoyed and will be joining me and our minions in the next. But until then, and as always, do take care.